have thyroid disease. Most of my symptoms are managed, or I don't notice them or feel them so much anymore, but there are a few key symptoms that I struggle with every single day. Severe fatigue, my constant battle with weight gain, and dry hair and skin. January is Thyroid Awareness Month, so I want to share my story. Now, thyroid disease is any dysfunction of the little butterfly-shaped gland that sits at the base of the neck, kind of behind the Adam's apple or underneath the Adam's apple. Now, what you're seeing are symptoms of thyroid disease. People with the disease may suffer from some or even all of these symptoms. And there are two main types of thyroid disease, or two common types. That's hypothyroidism, which is what I have, and this is where the gland doesn't produce enough thyroid hormone. Hyperthyroidism is the exact opposite. This is the overproduction of the thyroid hormone caused by the thyroid gland. So I can remember like it was yesterday. I was seeing a new hairdresser at the time, and I had only been to her, say, twice. So on the next visit, she practically spun me around in the chair and said, "What have you been doing to your hair?" And I said, "I haven't done anything to my hair. I haven't even shampooed it since I saw you." And she really accused me of doing something to my hair. And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She said, "Well, it's dry. It's broken off. It's like pine straw. What did you do?" So immediately I knew that I would not be returning to her after this visit, but I really had to convince her that I had done nothing to my hair. Little did I know at that time, my hair was feeling the effects of my hypothyroidism. My hair was brittle, it was dry, and yeah, it did kind of look like pine straw. It seemed like it happened overnight. I know that it didn't, but it really seemed like my hair just kind of did something overnight, and it was crazy. In addition to that, I felt nervous and jittery all the time. I had heart palpitations. I couldn't quite figure out how I wanted to feel. I had emotional mood swings. That's the best way to explain it. If the sun would go in, I would start feeling down, or I would feel sad. Why is the sun not out? It could be any little thing that would trigger an emotional reaction for me. And after the hair salon visit, I started noticing other drastic changes in my body that were very concerning. Another symptom was, when I went to bed at night, I could no longer lie on my back. I couldn't breathe. So I would have to lay on one side, my left side or my right side. So finally, I went to the doctor and just got a routine checkup. I just, I knew that I wasn't quite feeling right. And I said, "Hey, I can't really breathe. When I go to sleep at night, I have to switch positions." And I got a thorough workup, and I was diagnosed with having hypothyroidism. The reason why I couldn't, get breath when I laid on my back is because I had a goiter. And a goiter is an enlarged thyroid gland. It was pressing on my esophagus. Then I started to notice, well, my goodness, this is why I feel like when I swallow, like it's just something in my throat, something that's keeping me from swallowing my food or even my liquid. And on top of all of that, literally within a 3 to 4 month span, I gained 30 pounds. Now, I've always been plump. I've never really had a problem with my weight. I always was trying something to help me lose a few pounds, but never in my life had I experienced such an inexplicable weight gain like this. So I started dieting. Like hardcore dieting, skipping meals, and, being really drastic about losing weight. I would be hungry, stomach growling hungry, weigh myself, and I gained 3 or 5 more pounds. It was one of the most difficult times of my life. So what is hypothyroidism? It's a condition in which the thyroid gland, which is right here, it's a butterfly-shaped organ, it simply doesn't produce enough thyroid hormone. A deficiency of thyroid hormone can disrupt such things as heart rate, body temperature, and all aspects of the metabolism. So if you are experiencing any of the symptoms that I'm sharing with you today, it may not be a bad idea to get your thyroid checked. Having thyroid disease, another thing I left off, I was always cold. I'm talking about I could be even outside in nice, warm, sunny weather and I'm freezing. It was literally uncontrollable. So I eventually ended up having a thyroidectomy, which is where I had surgery to remove the majority of my thyroid gland. I have about a quarter of my thyroid gland left. And as a result, I was put on Synthroid, which is a medication to help regulate my thyroid hormones. I started feeling better over time. And when I say over time, probably after 6 months post-surgery. And it was still a struggle. I didn't lose any of the weight. My hair and my skin became less dry, which was a good thing because I was really afraid that all my hair was just going to break off from being so dry. So over time, my hair got back regulated. My skin became less dry. Now, I didn't say those things went away. I just said they got better. To this day, I still have to make sure that my hair is moisturized because it will snap like this. And I have dry skin a lot. And these are things that may not seem that uncommon, but couple them with the other symptoms that I mentioned, the weight gain, the heart palpitations, and just feeling nervous all the time. When it came time to go to sleep, as fatigued as I was, I couldn't always go to sleep. I felt anxious. So just imagine being extremely tired. And then when I finally go to sleep, laying on my side, I was too anxious. I felt nervous. And there was nothing going on in my life that would have made me feel this way other than having thyroid disease. So January is Thyroid Awareness Month. And if you or anyone you know is experiencing some of the symptoms that I mentioned, just, go get yourself checked out. You never know what could be underlying, which is causing you to feel a certain way. Until next time, keep it naturally corporate.